album recommendation, or EP recommendation rather, Patawawa's Bedroom EP. I caught these live, I think back in 2016, near the end of 2016 I think it was. And they were fun as fuck. Oh my god, they were energetic, they were just so like bouncy. The crowd was going insane, everyone was dancing. I was alone because I'm a loner, but even I was dancing on my own. Every song was just like a straight up banger, and I was just like, if these guys can keep this up, like in a few years they could be huge. Like if they have this like catchy as hell sound, I felt like it could catch on and a lot of people will love them because they're fairly indie as well, and it's got quite an appealing factor to it to a lot of music fans. And they've certainly kept it up with this EP here. It's just maybe not quite as bouncy and as eclectic as I wanted it to be, just because I think I saw them live first. So hearing this EP, I thought it was going to be just like so like catchy and in your face, but it's not quite like that, but it's actually still really impressive. There's some good synth work on the opening track that gives it this really sharp sound to it, and the two vocalists really play off each other really well. I love the way like the guy comes in and then the girl singer, I don't know the names, I'm sorry, but the guy singer it comes in and then like the girl singer joins in, like she kind of like interrupts it, but it's really good. It's just like so like funky, you know, it's just so funky. And nearly the whole EP, they just keep up this groovy, funky sound that doesn't actually sound nostalgic. Like you would think, just me describing that, you would think that, oh, it's just nostalgic, it's 80s worship. It's not at all, it's really not. It's actually really modern sounding. There's like such a contemporary sound to it that it doesn't ever sound like you're just going into some nostalgic, boring, like tiresome sound that you've heard 100 times before. It's actually really fresh, because when you think about it, there aren't many indie bands that really go for this anymore. This was more of like a 2000s thing where like indie bands started dabbling with like electronic and synth work, and it sort of fizzled out. But now, like 2018, we've got a band like this going back into that, but it sounds like really modern, and it's refreshing for me. The last track is probably the one that has like the hit potential to it, because the refrain is really catchy on this one. I love it when you are in a good mood. The guitars have a very like classic indie sound to them. Sort of reminds me of something like Two Door Cinema Club might have done on their earliest releases. Yes. And even though I would say the first track and the closing track are by far the highlights on this EP, the middle tracks, the three tracks in the middle, are still groovy as well. They're just a bit more subtle, maybe don't shout out as much as I'd like them to, but they're still really nice on the ears, and I could imagine that they would pull this off really well live, because I already know they can do, and they would manage to bring such an energy to the crowd. This is so much fun. I really like this EP. It's a sound that you rarely hear these days, but when you hear it, it really brings you so much joy. And if anyone remembers the band Hot Chip, mate, this is so much like Hot Chip. The guy's voice is so much like the singers from Hot Chip. It's so fun. Like, it brings me back to like those early like days in my teenage years where I would just like listen to Hot Chip albums on repeat because they're just so much fun. If you like Hot Chip, then please go listen to Patawawa. And I see a lot of talk these days about, oh, we need to support female artists. Well, there's a female singer in this band, so go ahead, give this band support, give them your listen, give them your time. They are so much fun, worth your time. This is an EP that I'll be damned if I don't put on my EPs of the year list by the end of the year. I know it's only January, but I don't listen to that many EPs throughout the year anyway, so I'm sure this one will be getting praised by the end of the year, so make sure you give it a listen. It is a lot of fun. Patawawa, Bedroom. That is my recommendation. Have a good day.